So let's talk about a book that I think everyone should read, especially the professional managerial class liberals, the white collar liberals, the limousine liberals, the coastal elites, the people who believe in meritocracy. The book I'm talking about is Listen Liberal from Thomas Frank, or Whatever Happened to the Party of the People. Basically, it breaks down what is wrong with the Democratic Party, breaks down a lot of and details a lot of the sins of the Democratic Party and major players in the Democratic Party, namely Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and Bill Clinton. This book is detailed, quick read, easy read, not that bad, a couple hundred pages, almost 300 pages. Supposed to be autopsy of the Democratic Party that they never did themselves. Boy, do I wish liberals actually took the lessons of this book to heart instead of delivering us Joe Biden. This is what they should have done after losing Congress under Obama. This is what they should have done especially after Hillary Clinton lost to Donald Trump. This is what they should have done. They should have done an autopsy and looked at, what went wrong. Instead, we got, Russiagate, which still has most people's brains destroyed.
Butterfly in the sky.
You can find dozens of examples of this kind of liberal class virtue quest if you try. But instead of listing them, let me go on straight to the point. This is not politics. It's an imitation of politics. It feels political, yes. It's highly moralistic. It sets up an easy melodrama of good versus bad. It allows you to make all kinds of judgments about people you disagree with. But ultimately, it's a diversion, a way of putting across a policy program while avoiding any sincere discussion of the policies in question. The Virtue Quest is an exciting moral crusade that seems to be extremely important, but at the conclusion of which you discover that you've got little to show for it besides NAFTA, bank deregulation, and a prison spree. This is a book about Democrats, but of course, Republicans do it too. Over the years, the culture wars unfolded in precisely the way as the liberal virtue quest, as an exciting ersatz politics that seemed to be really important, but at the conclusion of which voters discovered they had little to show for it besides more free trade agreements, more bank deregulation, and a different prison spree. I mean, that should speak for itself, right? They're giving you identity politics. Both sides of this uniparty are going to give you identity politics because they have nothing to deliver to you in terms of policy because they both work for the people who are fleecing you.
A reading rainbow.
It is time to face the obvious, that the direction the Democrats have chosen to follow for the last few decades has been a failure for both the nation and for their own partisan health. Failure is admittedly a harsh word, but what else are we to call it when the left party in a system chooses to confront an epic economic breakdown by talking hopefully about entrepreneurship and innovation? When the party of professionals repeatedly falls for bad, self-serving ideas like bank deregulation, the quote creative class, and empowerment through bank loans, when the party of common man basically allows aristocracy to return. Now, all political parties are alliances of groups with disparate interests, but the contradictions in the Democratic Party coalition seem unusually sharp. The Democrats posture as the, quote, party of the people, even as they dedicate themselves ever more resolutely to serving and glorifying the professional class. Worse, they combine self-righteousness and class privilege in a way that Americans find stomach-turning, and every 2 years, they simply assume that being non-Republican is sufficient to rally the voters of the nation to their standard. This cannot go on. Lesser of two evils we're talking about here. Yet it will go on because the most direct solutions to the problem are off the table for the moment. Democrats have no interest in reforming themselves in a more egalitarian way. There is little the rest of us can do, given the current legal arrangements of this country, to build a vital third-party movement or to revive organized labor, the one social movement that is committed by its nature to pushing back against the inequality trend. What we can do is strip away the Democrats' precious sense of their own moral probity, to make liberals live without the comforting knowledge that righteousness is always on their side. It is the sensibility, after all, that prevents so many good-hearted rank-and-file Democrats from understanding how starkly and how deliberately their political leaders contradict their values. Once that contradiction has been made manifest, once that smooth, seamless sense of liberal virtue has been cracked, anything becomes possible. The course of the party and the course of the country can both be changed, but only after we understand that the problem is us. And the us he's referring to in that, as a successful author, is white-collar us, the professional class. He's talking to fellow affluent liberals. That's who Thomas Frank is saying with us. The Democratic Party, in my opinion, cannot be saved. The people are never coming back for their party. They're both hollowed husks of institutions that common people do not trust anymore.